Hi everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, and we're going to get straight into it, folks. You know how we roll. Hex.com, let's go. And of course, here we are, a day 773, hot off the press, folks. 13th of January 2022. Amazing, almost 2 weeks into the year, and the time stamp price after 24 hours is 24.3 cents, and that's up 6.7. Yay! We always like up prices. That's pretty cool, unless we're buying, and then we like cheap prices. All right, the return on investment multiplier for all-time low, 5th of January 2020, is 4,311. That excludes staking, of course. Hey, we got a T-share payout per a Hex payout per T-share of under 6. Can you believe it? Shock, horror. We're in shock. Oh no, my goodness, what's happening? Well, 5.996, just underneath 6 there, but crazy. Look at all those 6s that we've had, and even almost 8 there. The 5th highest day that was back on day 765. So still pretty good. 6 Hex pretty much. If you round it up, that's what we're going to do, and that's a pretty nice payout. T-shares, $4,923, almost $5,000 again to get that. The T-share rate, 20,229 dot day for today, but we've had a pretty good last 10 days. We've had 7 increases out of the last 10, so pretty nice on T-share. Only goes up and to the right, folks. One key pumpamental for Hex. Average state length years 6.09, up slightly there from yesterday, and annual percentage yield rate interest and early in-state penalties 38.41%. What a beautiful return that is. Liquidity in the pool 128.4 million Hex in the pool there. And we've got liquidity in the pool, 31,900,000 and 1,700 ETH in the pool there. All right, let's have a look at the valuations. 14.7 billion there, and we've got market cap at 140.5 billion. That includes the origin accounts. We've got T-share market cap at 52.19 billion, so back over that 50 again. Nice to see. And the T-shares 10.6 million. So amazing, 10.6 million there, down 3,655 today, so a bit of a unstake there. So if you've got T-shares, as I say, you're looking pretty good. 637.7 billion total supply, and the minted inflation 20.5 million. So still, around about just over 1% in inflation, so not too bad. Circulating supply 577.3 billion, and that's up 81 million for today. So that's a bit of an increase there. Let's look at the staked amounts. Staked at 60.4, and that's down 60 million. The good accounting still sitting over $1 billion there, and that's cool off the market. And a staked percentage of coins 9.48%, definitely very low, isn't it? So that's good for us stakers if we're staked. Retail payout 63.5 million. That's deferred inflation. Penalties only 154,000 today, so starting to ease off now from the looks of it, with the PulseX price rising. The sacrifice price rising. Total holders 409,172, up 398. So still growing quite nicely there. Current holders up 132 stakers, so almost at 75,000 stakers. Nice. And change in current total stakers 156, and that shows at 95,000. Current holders up 101 to 276, 104. That's results is for today 773, folks. Nice to see a price rise. Very, very cool. Let's jump over to real-time prices. We've got this nice, beautiful green candle looking very good. We've got our slanted head and shoulders here, if you want to call it that, with the shoulder left and right and the head there. Looks like potentially we're going to have a nice time going ahead. So we were slumming around here in the 22-cent range, and 23 cent range. Had a nice little breakout today at 24.3, and onwards and upwards, onwards and upwards, I think. So we'll watch out for that pretty closely. Let's have a look at a few of the metrics. Actually, we've got the CCI looking up as well. Let's have a look at the RSI. That's looking up too, and it's passed over the 50 line too, so that's positive. What else we got going there? We've got the MACD. It looks pretty good. MACD looks like it's turning up, folks, so that's really cool, and nice. Could have a nice little run on that for sure. And finally, the DMI down the bottom here. Yes, the buyers in green, sellers in red. It's starting to separate from each other. Nice. So all looking pretty good on TA2. All right, so we're definitely above the average there, the moving average for the daily, sitting at around about 23.8 cents. So we're above that at the moment, 24.3. Very, very cool. Let's have a quick look at liquidity. We're back at 83.2, so it's definitely soft on the USDC liquidity. at 83. Typically we're on about 85, 87% most of the time in USDC. Share price going up and to the right, pretty much started to settle down and giving us a nice room to move higher. Hex prices looks like it's ready to move higher in my view, so we'll look for that. And of course the T-share rate is up and to the right, so looking very bullish. Adoption is slowly increasing, and of course PulseChain is going to super ramp up the adoption there for sure. It's going to allow all the retailers to people that are being onboarded to get in super cheap. They won't have to face ETH fees, so it's going to be pretty amazing. All right, so here is the global stakes, 15 years, of course, all the way out to 2037. We're going to look at the first 6 months, of course. That's the front end. So let's check over to our, this is a closer view of that 6 months right here. We've still got a couple of these candles coming out by the end. That's the end of January. So the end of January is 195,000 T-shares coming out. And we've got this one big candle here, 560 million hex. And this is our long-term 1 billion. So we've got lots of gaps there, and that's looking good to my view. Let's have a look at the whale bot. We had 91 million hex in stake after 1 year there. So cool, well done to them. They got 16% return on that, not bad. Almost 15 million hex payout. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, let's jump up here. What else? We've got 10 million hex in staked after 33 days. These are these short OG stakes that we see rolling over for short-term money. They do get diluted over time with the T-shares, right? Because the share rate's going up, especially recently. 920,000 hex bought for 3 hours ago. Very cool. 1 million in staked after 637 days. Cool. And 1.5 million hex sold 1 hour ago. You get those, don't you? And that's the last update, folks. Let us jump over to PulseChain now. And of course, we're waiting for PulseChain, biggest airdrop in history, biggest yield farming in crypto history, and of course, super fast, super cheap. It's going to allow mass adoption. All those incentives are going to be allow mass adoption from the ETH chain, and it's going to be look huge. Let's have a look. 9 hours ago, of course, we had the testnet update in there. 3 hours ago, we had an update on GoPulse. It's kind of the latest there from the devs, and the PulseChain itself running at 3.5 second blocks at the moment, 320,000 transactions. We've got 3 transactions in that block, 5 in that one. So this is definitely showing up a lot more transactions lately in the block. So that's very good for people testing on this, folks. So that's looking really good to see. So often we would see 0 transactions when it first was going. Now we're starting to see more transactions in each block. That's looking good for testing, no doubt. Let's jump over to PulseX sacrifice. Wow, we're over 900 million just on the ETH chain. 903 million, can't believe it. Let's refresh this, in fact. 903 million, that's looking pretty good to me. 903.5 million. So if we add on non-ETH, let's say conservatively 35 mil, we're looking at about 938, maybe not even 940 mil, somewhere in that mark. 938 to 940 million all up. Very, very cool. 23 hours and 23 days to go until it increases by 5%. And currently you can get 10,000 base points for $1.28, 1.28. So there we are, and you can see on the sacrifice curve, where this is the white line is where we're at the moment in time. So it's going to slowly increase in time, go up. The dollar's going to be worth dollars, pretty much close to $10 by the end of it on 25th of February. Pretty expensive there. All right, so let us jump over to PulseX.info. If you want to sacrifice, just use the official DApp, PulseX.info, and follow these steps. Most people are sacrificing this address on the ETH compatible chains. If you're going to do something else like Bitcoin Cash, you follow the instructions down the bottom here very carefully. All right, let's just go over to Pulse Leads, and we're going to update this as well. 903.5, so we're going to quickly check that out. Let that update. It's going to be quite a quick update today. So let's have a look here. So we're still sitting on 7 people over 10 million, looking cool. We're at 903.5 million on the ETH chain, and probably 35 or more on a non-ETH chain, which takes us to, like I say, 938, 940 million as we head towards the billion. I'm sure we'll get there. We've got 74,719 addresses on the ETH chain. Very, very cool. And let's see what the hex sacrifice. 2 billion and 91 million. So that looks up. It's quite a bit from yesterday. Getting close to 2.1 billion sacrifice. That's beautiful. It's all hex off the market on ETH chain and on the Pulse chain. It's going to be neat. Let's jump over to timeline. So we're going to check that out. Hey, our plane is here. It needs to fly up a little bit because we've got a nice green candle there. So we're going to do that. We've currently got two main events happening at the moment, the PulseChain testnet, which is this yellow line here, and of course PulseX sacrifice, which is this one here up to the 25th. So the earliest time frame for mainnet for PulseChain and PulseX is early March at this stage. And the fork, the snapshot block, which is very important for the fundamentals, especially the hex price, that is not known, and I've got it in here at the moment, but I wish it could do that anytime. This kind of seems a logical area to do it in. As a stage. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, the testing needs to happen. We also need testnet 3.0 to happen as well. So when testnet 2 finishes, we don't know. We've got question marks there. So just take that into account. So we're just currently on, what day we're on? We're on, so look here, on day 32, if one looks at day 32 of PulseChain testnet 2.0. So ticking along. We had GoHex out yesterday. Uniswap front end's been up for a little while. The bridge was out 2 days ago. PulseX, of course, is testing on there, but we haven't seen much about that yet. And of course, we're waiting for PulseChain testnet 3.0. And we're expecting the AMM bot ramp to be tested on that when it happens, as well as balances for the PulseChain sacrifice. Very, very cool. Hex scale, of course, starting to move forward. They've got their private side open, accredited investors, and with the Mountain Crypto Advisors as well around tax and stuff like that. Looking cool. HexInvestmentTrust.com was also posted. That's going to be updated, that website, to its full fruition. And of course, we've got Funding Jim doing his thing with the Billionaire Liaison. And also, there's another private investment vehicle that Richard talked about on the 10th of January that's in play as well. So looking good for some buying side demand for Hex for 2022 from some new forms of big whales. It's going to be pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Catch me, of course, later on in about 2 hours or so, maybe 2.5 hours for the PulseX live show. We're going to cover the PulseX live results. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.